Man, that would have been bad.
Yeah, it would have been bad.
Doing, Natalie? Oh,
All right. We are
what's
live
up?
on YouTube, and Pierre is
Panelwoods
clearly
podcast.
live on TikTok. We tried to multitask with that, but not having much luck. So here we are. We're everywhere.
We're trying our best.
We're trying our best. I might have hit the intro after I started speaking already. So a little behind the scenes for everybody. Pierre, you are knocking your microphone, so that's nice.
Yep.
I enjoy that.
Yep.
Enjoy
Knock
that
knock,
very
who's
much.
there? It's
Oh,
me on my iPhone trying to balance it off of something in
so
the
you don't
room.
have a stand, is what you're saying. You don't have a little.
Boom, I figured it out. We're ready to go. Let's do
Okay.
this.
All right. Let's go right into the news. There's not too much news, but there is a lot of rumors. So I'm going to preface all of this news with the rumors are much better and much more exciting and hopefully all fake. So first, did you watch the Aquaman trailer?
I didn't. I did
Mm,
not watch it.
you're the best.
I heard that it's not worth it at all.
No, it's not worth it.
Like the movie is not going to be worth it at all.
No, and the CGI green lady that can be seen in it, for those who did watch the trailer, that is Nicole Kidman as Atlanta. So that's fun. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all of Atlanta? Like Atlanta, Georgia?
Atlanta. Sorry.
Oh,
That
Atlanta.
is a
Atlanta.
typo.
Right.
That is a typo from when you copy and paste from photos, it doesn't always pull things correct. So Atlanta, which is a character I have never heard of, but regardless, didn't look so good in the trailer. Sorry, Nicole Kidman, for that. Atlanta. It was not Atlanta. Concept art for Scarlet Witch from Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness has been released. Did you get a chance to see that concept art?
No, but I'm assuming it's stuff that we don't need.
No, yeah. It's basically, just to give you like a slight idea, like her headpiece, her tiara, right? More so was like molded and fused into her face, and she looked like a demon. It looks pretty cool. I'm
Oh,
happy they didn't put it
okay.
in, because it would have like been a transformation that I don't know how they would go back from if they ever go back to her. So yeah. Also, just note, Pierre, if you're playing something on your television, it's gonna get us booted. Like it's gonna get us muted. So maybe if you don't mind, because you're
That's not
showing
doing anything.
licensed property, if you just give it a quick. It's
No, it's a
blurry enough.
trailer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
not gonna. Yep. We're gonna get muted.
Oh,
Next on the news is actually more Aquaman news, which is just something I wanted to note. So let's go back to Aquaman for 1 second, because I did want to bring this up, and you're going to be like, oh my God, now I have to watch the trailer.
I'm glad you came back to Aquaman because I had some questions.
Yeah, okay. So his suit in one shot looked red. Do you remember where his suit was red?
In the Flash.
Point in the Flashpoint comic when he was evil.
Right.
And at war.
That's what I meant.
Yes. So I thought in one little scene it looked reddish. It's probably just lighting, but that made me get all excited. Of like, oh, are they going to acknowledge the bad Flash movie and kind of give a little perspective of what it was like in Atlanta?
So I'm glad you brought that up.
Mm.
The reason, so what I wanted to go back to this movie about was they did a lot of edits. Once this whole thing happened and DC was, getting taken over and Flash had its own debacle and, everything just happened with Amber Heard. They went in and they did a bunch of re-edits. And I don't know where this movie stands in terms of not the MCU, but the DCU. So I'm wondering if, to your point, if we're going to see some Flashpoint type of events.
Right. I mean, I would think, being it's known not to be good job. You're doing a good job moving the microphone casually
Just
closer. Maybe tilt
casually
it.
enters the screen.
Maybe tilt it a little
Yeah,
bit, and again, take Tobey Maguire off the television before
that's
YouTube
not
knocks us
Toby.
off.
These are pictures and videos of me at my bar mitzvah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my
What
grandma.
was
My
what was our
grandma.
topic? So yeah, if the Flash is just nonsense in the past, we pretend like it didn't happen, and Aquaman falls into this same situation. It would be really cool if they, at least for 5 minutes, acknowledged what the underwater world, whatever, was like in the Keaton, version, or I don't know, whatever Earth that was, whatever he changed. Everyone knows what I'm talking about if you have read Flashpoint. So yeah.
What would be great is if we see a George Clooney in this, and then it just sets the tone for, hey, this is actually the beginning of your Batman Beyond, your DCU. Maybe, I don't know. I want to see George Clooney now as your Batman
Mm,
Beyond, like
as, oh,
that Bruce Wayne.
right, as the old man.
Yeah,
Would
like they
you
got to
be
age him up and make him look like really like.
So with that,
You know,
then, would you be opposed to him being the Bruce Wayne for Damian?
no,
No, you would
unless
not
it.
be. You would be opposed.
Okay, no, I would be opposed to it. If they made him the Bruce Wayne with Damian, they would have to age him down. Like they'd have to make him
Oh,
younger.
okay.
Actually, no, not necessarily.
That's what
That could work.
I think
His
he
age
likes.
right now would work perfectly.
I think he likes to go younger anyway in the dating world, so it would kind of just fit.
If we just made him like dye his hair and he's Bruce Wayne, and then you age him to be the Batman Beyond Batman Bruce Wayne, that would be perfect. That'd be, and then you use John Krasinski to be Nightwing,
Old.
rescuing that Batman.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah,
Like, oh, we got to go find him.
caveman
Where is he?
Batman.
And
George
they
Clooney's.
go to find him. They're like, oh, we're looking for Batman. We're looking for Batman. And you
Mm.
don't get Batman. You don't see who Batman is until the end, and it's George fucking Clooney.
Pierre, I'm gonna let you take this comment, because I don't know who Chris O'Donnell is, and I've been messing up names and.
Chris O'Donnell. We're gonna look that up right now live and see.
Oh, we
who
are.
Chris.
Okay, and we're gonna type into the microphone. Love it. Love it.
Yep. I actually still don't know who Chris O'Donnell is, and we're back.
PJ, you have to excuse us. We're a little bit of a mess at the moment, trying to pretend like we know what we're doing. So yeah, I don't know if the George Clooney idea works, because then it was still connected to Ezra and Batman Forever. You're confusing me more, PJ, if I'm being honest. Do you know who he's talking about?
So we have a comment on our TikTok. Actually, he is the Robin who played in Batman Forever.
Oh, good job knowing that name offhand, though. Like I would have never remembered that person even existed.
So if they make
Okay,
him
I've got it
Nightwing,
wrong.
that would be sick. That would
I
actually work.
mean,
I would take it.
I just don't want them to do anything that would tie back to anything that came before. Like, tie back to George Clooney, fine, but now George Clooney has been in a scene with Ezra, so George Clooney now gets pushed aside. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like because he showed up in the not so good DC universe, he's now no more. He goes away. You sweep him aside. Now, if he didn't do that, and he's just reprising from Batman and Robin, it's a different story. But he's not doing that anymore. So I feel a little bit like they.
You know what I'd take him
wasted.
as? Make him Tim Drake. Like an older, not Tim Drake. Wait, who am I thinking of? The guy, Red Hood. Make him Red Hood.
Jason Todd, Jesus. So
yes,
but he
Todd.
was
Too many kids. There's too many kids.
And they
Batman
all
needs
look
to stop
identical.
kidnapping children. He needs to
They're
stop
all
kidnapping children.
Identical. Extreme, how are you? Welcome.
He obviously has a type, and it's not okay.
Okay, stop. Just stop there. All right, let's move on from Batman. You told me you picked up another issue of Kill Your Darlings today?
I did. So I'm on my second issue of Kill Your Darlings. So if you're looking for the original number one, I can tell you there's one less copy out there because my first one that I bought in mint condition, I dented immediately. Like I put it down on my desk. I turned around and knocked it over with my chair. So I went out and I bought another Kill Your Darlings. I bagged and boarded it immediately. Guys, if you haven't checked out this book, please check this book out. It's amazing. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all I got.
And the reason
Next.
I was bringing it up is because they went to second printing. So obviously, we weren't making things up if it went to second printing. You know, it's almost like
You
we had
know which
right.
so the copy that I wish I picked up was the who did the cover? You know the name. I'm so bad.
You mean Ryan Stegman's cover?
Ryan Stegman. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. I'm so dumb for blanking out on Ryan Stegman's name. But yes, I wish I had the Stegman cover. I'm mad that I didn't pick that up, but the only one at the shop that was left was already dented in numerous
Mm,
places. So
mm.
I wasn't picking it up. But I might still buy it off of eBay. Who knows?
So just real quick, I know it's just PJ and Extreme here at the moment in the YouTube, but if you have any stories of like how you've destroyed comics by accident, throw it in the comments and maybe we'll do that later because I think I have like one or two good ones of like spilling like chocolate milk and whatnot. So, but yeah, so Kill Your Darlings, second print. Another thing I wanted to bring up in the news: Miles Morales is getting a vampire hunter costume in time for Halloween. Cody Ziegler shared a little panel of it. It looks pretty cool. Obviously, I'll clip it in later. I don't have the energy to do it now, but it looks pretty cool. If you'd like to go
I did
Google it,
see it.
right? It's pretty nice. He might
Yeah,
have a
so I'm
story.
glad. I'm happy to see Miles get a new costume. Not because I think he needs it or anything like that, but I
He
think
just
it's
needs a
cool to
few
just like
more. Yeah, I
yeah,
got
yeah, like he has like his little spider cave, and he's gonna have like his all his different sets of
you.
suits, Spidey
Hall of
suits.
Armor.
Yeah,
It's like Iron Man.
but
I got you.
is it an armor though? It's not really armor. It's like Hall of
What is it?
latex. I'm glad glad it's not latex.
No.
That wouldn't work well with the shocking, the venom shock. It wouldn't work well.
Ye Sure. But yeah, I
Uh,
mean, he has the Iron Spider suit as well now. So he's got a few different costumes under his belt now. He's got a
now I
nice little
want him to have a
collection.
latex suit. I don't know.
Okay. Whatever you're into, I support you. Let's go to collection acquisition. Again, any better ideas for that name? Will gladly destroy Jeremiah's idea. Pierre, why don't you go first? Because mine's stupid.
So I went to the comic book shop, picked up my pile, and I didn't mean to buy this. I didn't mean to. I'll just show you the
Oh,
back because it looks a lot cooler on the back.
okay.
The inside, not posed. I'll be opening this live on TikTok at some point. I'm actually going to
Hmm,
be opening it because I think
exciting.
again he looks a lot cooler, fully equipped. So yeah, I was about to walk out with all my stuff, and as I turned around, I saw it on the shelf, and I was like, all right, let's just do this. So
So what
yeah,
you're
I
saying
was
is you
kicking.
dropped a bunch of books and you felt bad for damaging them and not purchasing them, and then you were like, "Oh, I should just buy something to make up for all the damage I caused."
No,
Oh, okay.
no, but it was I was kind of kicking myself because there's been two Gambits there for the longest time, just on a
Mm,
shelf. Marvel Selects. I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'll buy it eventually, like maybe. And finally, when I was looking the other last week or 2 weeks ago, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy it. Both gone, and they're out of print now. And I was like, wow, that's annoying. So
yeah, that's the way it
I
goes.
saw this one on the shelf today, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm buying this one. There's a better Ray Bill too. I might buy that one.
Mm, I didn't know you were a Beta Ray Bill fan. I like it.
I
All
do
right,
have the
so
first
what
appearance.
you do? I didn't know that.
I think I do, or the second appearance. I'm not sure.
So I see that you've been fixing up your background. Um, I see you hung some graded books, moved the
Mhm.
shelf, put some
Yep.
licensed material on the television that is going to get this episode taken down.
That is not that so that's a video of an accident that I had, and my family came to visit me in the hospital. That's all it is. Yeah, it was
Okay.
after the bar mitzvah.
You really want to say you're James Franco? That's fine. If you want to be James Franco, that's that's fine. All right. So since you're fixing things up, I've been destroying my background to make room for spawns, and I bought what I call the smelly wall,
Mm,
severely overpriced, cheap pine pegboard that is so heavily stained that I'm literally queasy, and it's been here since we started recording. Like I put it in a minute before because of the smell, and I'm
mm,
using it to create a office um, that doesn't quite exist. So this is the wall. You might sometimes see it behind me, where I just will be in a void. It is a pegboard. I might try and hang extra hats, make it look like something. But yes, that is what's going on. And you can't even see. I don't even have anything hung on the walls yet, but there is some art down there. I will eventually make that wall look a little nicer because I'm a little jealous of your graded books like that. I've never thought about hanging them like that. I got those little easel things from like
mhm.
the craft store.
Yep,
I've
I've been
done that.
jealous of your easels for a while.
Yeah, but that
So
looks so
yeah.
clean. I'm surprised you actually got
Yeah,
them to be so perfectly straight in a row too. Use a
it
tape
it
measure?
took a while. No, no,
Oh, so there's a lot of holes behind is what you're saying.
no, no, actually,
Hmm,
surprisingly, I
okay.
used a app on my phone that
Hmm.
was like the, like the balance thing, like
A level?
a level, right. So I used
Okay.
one of
I'll
those.
give
They
you
have an
one.
app for it,
Hmm.
and, no, I have one in the car. I just didn't feel like going out to the
That actually
car.
worked? I'm very surprised it actually worked.
It actually worked, but remember how my room's a little, like,
Mhm.
not straight?
Mhm.
So it looks good, but it doesn't feel right, like, when you're
Mm.
here.
So the trick for that is to measure from the ceiling,
Mhm.
and then you just have the consistency of the ceiling. But yeah, so it's level, but it's not level because 'cause you're not level.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm, gotcha.
But,
Okay.
I got some cool comic books up there, and I'm, pretty happy about that. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Extreme says, "I don't believe I messed up any comics, but I have bought some that were bent in rips." Yeah, so I'm gonna tell a few quick stories. Pierre's dog butchered, like shredded, one of my Poison Ivy variants. Um, Back in the day when we were just like a blog, it's probably like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. I used to lay my comics out every Wednesday when I was a good person and went to the shop, weekly. I used to lay them out in the bed and take a photo, and I would post it on Tumblr. My dog peed on one of the issues. I don't remember which one. And then my last story is I spilt chocolate milk on some kind of, again, I was rearranging things. I had some kind of makeshift end table, spilt chocolate milk on a Knull first appearance. So it was before it was worth anything, but still, it was like I literally like walked in, put them down, got like it was like a protein shake kind of chocolate milk, and yeah, fell.
Did
So
you
that's
replace that one, or did you just like, "Oh, well, that
no, I
sucks."
did replace it because I was pretty hyped up that I knew it was gonna be worth something. But yeah, I've acquired a few of those and flipped a few and bought a few in the past. I didn't feel too bad about that, but think I still have it because I cleaned it enough that it's not really stained, but it's clearly crinkly. Yeah,
Mm.
no, I've done a few little stupid things just to,
No
you
likes
know.
Chucky milk. No
Yeah.
likes Chucky milk.
Fresh Take Culture and Comics says, "What's up, you nerds?" Just pretending like we know what we're doing. That's pretty much
Yep.
all I got for you. Just trying my best.
We're
Let's
lying about
go.
everything. We don't know anything about comic books for the record. We don't read them.
The names that I've you two to take you down with me. The names that I've scrambled so far. Yeah, I I I, I would say we're a little. ignorant today. All right, here's a good one. Pierre, why don't you read this one? You
What?
like the comment? Can you see the comment or no?
Oh yeah, when Spider-Gwen came
Okay.
out in 2014, 2015, somewhere around there, I had just got back from the comic book shop and placed Spider-Gwen issue 6 on the table to read. Unfortunately, my wife was cleaning it. Oof,
Mm,
that hurts. That
that's that's
hurts.
that's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yep,
I mean,
just
that's at least it wasn't like your own. I mean, I guess it was, but like that's something you didn't notice, not like you put something there and then use that something to destroy something. Um, King and chocolate. That's pretty funny. I like that.
that's
All right. Let's go to our watch list. It's not really long. I haven't had time to watch anything actually. There's a show on HBO completely unrelated to comics. The Raft. It's it's like
disregard that.
Survivor. They were for me, right? It was like it's like Survivor, but like they purposely took different political parties and put them together on the boat. So it's kind of like if they took Big Brother and Survivor and kind of that's like the only thing I watched, and I don't think I made it through a whole episode this whole week. So that's what's going on. Um,
Hmm.
oh,
You know
let's
what I
let's.
actually watched?
Mm,
I didn't write it down, but
did you go ahead? Go into it.
Jujutsu Kaisen. I just
Don't
got back
don't
on that.
tell me any spoilers.
Nope, I'm not
Don't.
spoiling. I'm season 1 still. Season 1. I just rewatched season 1. That's all I did with
Oh,
Jenny.
so I know what I think it's the second season now. And I think it jumps back and forth. My niece, um, I would say she kind of got me into anime, and I got her into Jujutsu Kaisen. And she texts me like once a week, asking if I watched it. And I was like, I watched zero television, like zero. So I'm trying here. The only thing I've watched is Superman, and I checked to see if there was a new episode, and there wasn't. So I'm actually caught up on Superman. That just continues to be good. I don't really want to go into it, but it just continues to be like the Superman show. Like that is the Lois Lane. Like I don't want any other version ever again.
Yeah, I think the only other Superman show would probably be the one from like us growing up, where it was like tied to Justice League. But that was like the same time as like the original, like not original, but like it was like
Yeah, I
the
mean that's
Batman show. So the animated series, like all that stuff was good.
it's got nostalgia for me, but you know, I mean the video game too. Remember how bad that was? The N64 Superman video game. Like there's
Yeah.
nostalgia, but like I don't hold it in like this high regard.
Yeah. No, this one's so creative and different from what we've seen in the past with TV shows. So I think this is like your Batman animated series. Like it just like a staple and like
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to say for sure. I
yeah.
just introduced my son to My Hero and he is binging it. Yeah, no, that was one where I'll admit I was messing with my niece and been like, it's an X-Men knockoff. And like I would try and get her like tell me a power set that wasn't a mutant. And she did. And then I was like, all right, well, I guess I gotta watch it. And it's definitely one of my favorites now.
Yeah. Just talking about my what's it called? Jujutsu Kaisen. So now that we're watching that,
Mm,
we watched Chainsaw Man before. Like I've watched Jujutsu Kaisen. Now we watched Chainsaw Man, and now we went back to Jujutsu Kaisen to watch the whole thing with Jenny.
mm.
And they're made by the same, um, I guess, studio. So I didn't know
Oh,
that. So
oh.
it's weird when you go back and you watch Jujutsu Kaisen after watching Chainsaw Man. You start crossing things. Like you're like, wait, did this happen in Chainsaw Man or did it happen at like the art's
Mm.
similar? Some of the storyline is similar, and it's just like you're trying to figure out like, wait, did they take powers from them? No, wait, did they like? Yeah, it's very similar in kind of how it works. I never realized it until rewatching it.
It's interesting. PJ, when I was growing up, Lois and Clark, Terry Hatcher and Dean Cain. So I'm familiar. I just was a little bit too young, by like a few years to appreciate it. That's for sure. And Fresh Take Culture and
Oh
Comics
wow,
is
I
a
love
fan.
to.
A fan is a fan. Let's just say that. I want to jump back to Extreme's comment. What age do you guys get into comics? Uh
Good one.
that's actually a heavier question than I thought it was. Pierre, do you want to Go first.
Um, what age was I out of high school? Like 2019, 18, 1918.
Well, no,
I
because
think that's when.
we were getting some stuff in the library a little bit, me and you, before high school ended, I
Yeah,
think.
that's true. That's true. Well, I was just
So
figuring. I'm thinking of like when you started buying them, and then I just started reading them off of you.
you're
So,
right. It's still similar to that. You do buy your own books, but like subscription wise, all mine. Yep.
yep,
Pay for all of them. Just use them all. Yep.
ton of books on my
My
desk now. I can't put them away.
Yep. And your room looks great. Look at all the grades. Look at all the graded. Love it.
Turns is such a nerd. Little him.
We do actually extremely have an episode. I think it was our 100th episode where we kind of answered this better. I mean, I'll answer you now, but if you honestly like want to know all of our bullshit stories and a little bit of life story, we did a super corny 100th episode where we like told high school stories. But yeah, so I got into it. I mean, the Batman the animated series was definitely like my first everything, and I had all the action figures and whatnot. I would say the youngest was probably like 13, 14. I went to a convention and came home with comics, and my uncle's best friend, he used to give me like bundles of books. I would say like Spy Boy was like the first comic I actually followed like issue to issue. And then it's kind of on and off from there. And then, like Pierre said, after high school, we were like all in. I mean, we were going to the shop like every Wednesday, and it's like so much money, just so much
I
money.
fell off though. I definitely fell off, but now I came
Yeah,
back and like
I mean, I still
full
go through
force.
phases. Like I'll go in phases where I'm reading every day till I'm reading once a week to I'm buying hundreds of dollars worth a week to one book a week. But I'm always buying something. It's just a matter of how much. Um,
I gotta
I
say the
really
digital is really awesome to have too, because
Yeah.
now having access to just storylines where it's like, all right, I'm reading a current book, but then it calls back to like old stuff. It
Mhm.
just, at least you don't have to go to the comic book shop and try to dig through that or try to find, you know what I mean? Like you can
Yeah.
just go to digital and you find that, the nice thing about the app is it actually sorts it by the storyline. So you can
Mhm.
even like the books that are like off that book, like it puts it all together for you.
Yeah. It's getting better. They're definitely enhancing the apps for sure. And one of the books I read, we'll get to in a minute. I'm really liking the Infinity comics and Marvel. I'm hoping that they go farther with that and do more connected stories. But so let's do our last in the watch list. Tell me about Ahsoka. I have not watched any of it, so don't spoil it. Just well, you could spoil a little bit, just not like the story.
Oh man, I thought that was your note,
It's not.
and I'm starting to realize it was my note. And yeah, yep, sorry about that. Lightsabers, droids, and cameos. Oh my. It had everything that I think every Star Wars fan was looking for. And I don't want to go into it really that deep because I don't want to spoil it for you. I've been telling Jenny she's got to watch it. I will say that the Ahsoka series, up until now, not a lot was happening. The first, second episode, I was like, all right, third episode, but the fourth episode was just a straight home run. And yeah, like just if you're gonna watch it, you watch it just for that. And apparently the fifth episode's out now. I haven't watched it, so don't spoil it for me, guys, if you have watched it. But apparently it's a big episode too, so I'm excited to go watch that. But yeah, lightsaber battles, droid battles, and there are a
I
couple
thought the
cameos in there for you too.
I thought the droids had lightsabers for a second. The way you wrote the note, and I was like, don't know about
Um,
that. They don't, is what you're saying.
no, well, there's been droids in the past that have had lightsabers, but
Lightsaber?
not a full droid. It was what's his name? General Grievous.
Oh, Grievous.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, but
Okay,
he wasn't a
fair.
full droid. He was like a like gave up most of basically his whole body.
He's like RoboCop.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very very good. I would definitely put it on my watch list if you haven't.
I will get to it eventually. Okay, once my editing slows down, we'll get to it. I promise. All right. So it looks like you have 2, maybe 3, and I have 3. Why don't you go first? We'll take turns here with our little pull or pass section. I should make little
Pull
animations
or
to pop up.
pass. Yeah. So I didn't get to read that many this week, but I will comment on Miss Marvel #1, The New Mutant from last week. Amazing book. If you haven't checked that out, if you haven't checked that book out, it's an amazing book. She actually, so the artist, or sorry, the actress from the show actually wrote this book, and apparently
Mhm.
it was everything she wrote just put right into I guess, I don't know, production. I don't know what you call it, but yeah, she did a great job. It really, like, she really did an incredible job. Um, yeah, those notes are fucking me up. Not gonna lie. Side notes are fucking me up.
The private
Um,
chat is, happening, and Pierre is not, liking the private chat. I'm sorry, Pierre. I will, stop with the private chat. If you don't want my little love notes and they're not appreciated, I will send them elsewhere. How about that?
uh, but yeah, no, it explores her as a new mutant, and basically she died, she came back, and now she's not sure where she fits in the world. And she might be an X-Men, I think, going forward. But I'm not 100% sure if they're going to keep her that way. But I think they are, because they're trying to go with the whole show and how she's a mutant. Like, that's
Right.
like going to be the thing. So,
Jeremiah sent me a meme, this morning saying that Miss Marvel was dead in the comics as long as Aaron Rodgers was a Jet. Yep,
wow. Yep.
yep,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway,
That
but
hurts. That
yeah,
hurts.
the actress, which I wish I could remember her name, just we should just put, like, a disclaimer that we're bad with names, but seeing her in interviews and stuff, like, she is such a huge fan of all of Marvel that, like, it's only right that she writes comics and hopefully one day even writes for TV or the movies just because she's gonna get it right, and, I mean, it'd be just cool if she wrote or, one of her own scripts for one of the episodes. If they do
Yeah.
a Miss Marvel too, do you think they're gonna do another season? Or you think it's just she's in the movies now? That was her introduction.
Um,
Thank you,
I think
PJ. I'm really bad.
it depends on where she goes later on, you know?
Mm,
So,
or
and the
it
name for
depends on
everyone
the
is Aman
success.
Vellani.
Yes, I didn't try on purpose. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it
the
depends on
success of the
success and
Marvels.
everything, but
Yeah. All right. Well, I will tell you about Wild Strawberry.
mm,
So
what's
it's a
Wild
manga.
Strawberry?
It is a manga. I don't know anything else but that. I only read the first. All right, I don't know how to explain it. So I don't know if it's volumes. I don't know what's volume and what's chapter. I only read one section of one book, and I read it digitally, so it makes it even more confusing. But it's basically like a Last of Us kind of thing, where plants and mushroom kind of stuff starts making zombies. But this is a little different because people, like, explode. They, like, blossom and just explode and, like, take out buildings and stuff. Like, you don't know you're infected, and then you just, like, blow up into a big bush, for the lack of better words. Yeah, I probably could have found better words, but it's cool. Like, it seems like it's got that, like, Last of Us kinda, like, I don't wanna say, like, knockoff kinda style of, like, plant zombies and, like, kind of apocalyptic world, but, like, there's still some kinda government, but it follows, like, 2, like, a brother and sister, and, like, she's infected, but she could kind of control it, and, I'll give you a minor spoiler because it kinda, like, that's where I stopped, and it obviously sets up the story, but, like, the brother gets injured, and she kinda saves him, so he kinda, I think also is gonna get powers, like, they have some kind of control over it that others don't, so it's kinda like she's kinda like a poison ivy, almost. Yeah, it's called Wild Strawberry. I read it on the Shonen Jump app, so definitely check it out. It's cool. I don't know how like, I'm gonna give it more time. I just don't know if I like It's a pull, but I don't know how long I'm gonna go into it just because I'm a little over that genre, if you would call it a genre. I don't know. But yeah, so I read a manga. Look at me. I'm, you know, cool.
Nice. For my pull, and it continues to be a pull, and I think it will be a pull forever, is the Incredible Hulk #4 that came out this week. He met up with Man Thing. He finally did it. He met up with
Mm,
him, but it was interesting because it what's his name? I almost said Bruce Wayne. Bruce Banner was in control.
mhm,
So I thought like it was like the Hulk was just gonna like what I initially thought was gonna happen change, but
mhm.
not in a bad way. I loved the direction they took it in, and the ending, the last page, I showed it to you off camera. I'm not gonna spoil it to anyone here, but oh my god, like if you're a fan of like horror, like just creepy vibes, like I don't even know how to describe it. Like this book is great. The art style reminds me a lot of Animal Man, but like the Animal Man from back in the day. Like
Like Grant Morrison's run?
yes.
Mm,
Yes. Like a very dark, like very like shaky line. Like I don't know how to describe that, but yeah.
okay. I'll take that interesting description you gave. I think I understand. Like
Just
gritty
pick it
almost?
up. Gritty. Gritty's
There we go.
the
Look at
best
that.
word for it.
I found a word.
It's such a good book. So yeah, I mean I have a whole pile of other books I picked up this week, but haven't got to those yet. Um, Red
Okay.
Goblin, continue that. You know, did you see
Yeah, I think
Alligator
I
Loki came out this week?
no. She didn't pick it up?
I did pick it up.
Of course you did.
I had to. I had
Yeah.
to.
I did tease this episode as being, Carnage versus Knull, so I think,
Oh yeah.
when we get to when we get through our rumors, if there's even time, it's a lot of rumors. I just want a little recap of that, and then kind of want to play with the idea of who would actually win off of your knowledge, because I'm not caught up with them at all, either of them. My next pull or pass is Spider-Man Unlimited Infinity comic. I read issues 1 and 2. This was Gage and I cannot say this name. Simone Buffantino. Buffantino. Actually, Buffantino. I think that's right. So again, just to explain the Infinity Comics for anyone who doesn't know, rather than digital, how they kind of like do the smart panel and it will magically take you to the next panel, Infinity Comics scroll uh, vertical. So as you're scrolling, many of the panels don't even need cutoff lines, and they kind of just like the art will fade into the next scene. So like Spider-Man's foot might kind of fade into the background of the next, the sky of the next scene. So it's pretty cool how it works. I just wish that the stories become I don't want to say heavier, but like more important because they seem kind of like just a general story, like a one-off story. Like because they're Infinity Comics, I don't I don't think that they're not canon. I think they're just not relating to anything that is canon. It's like Spider-Man just looked like typical Spider-Man. When I believe in the comics right now, he's like turning into Green Goblin or something. I'm not sure, but that's my only gripe with the Infinity Comics so far. Um, they don't seem as important to the whole world, but that might be changing because then again, I read the Blade ones, and that kind of set up the new Blade book. So, but that's a pull. That's or a scroll. It's worth the scroll, and I think they come out daily actually. So I don't know. I'm still learning, but I like it. I like it, and I hope they do more of it. And I think they can still print them. I think it just might have some awkward cuts, but I think they can still be printed, and the
I
art's
think they should
fantastic.
print them in a different way. You know, like
Like
print
like a
them in a
notebook where you like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like do something different with it to do it. But I got the same feeling from those Infinity comics. Like they were
oh,
like
you've
quick
read some.
little like short stories. Yeah, I just never. I don't know. It was it. There's too many books as it is following a character. Like
Right.
even like you're mentioning Spider-Man and where he is right now.
Mhm.
I don't know where he is because there's like four different Spider-Man runs happening. So I don't know what's going on. like which
Right.
Spider-Man is the one I'm following. Like,
Right. Yeah, it's definitely a little pick and choose at the moment. I hope to read more one day and be more in the loop, but I think that's why this Polar Pass is great right now because I think there's a lot of people in the same boat as us. I don't know what's going on in the whole world, but I can tell you a few good things I read and a few bad things during the week. I have one more.
I
Deadpool
see it
Batter
there.
Blood. So I just read
Yeah,
issue
talk to
1.
us about it.
I think issue 4 came out today, so I'm, like, very
Okay.
behind. Um, Rob Liefeld did, write it and draw it, and I think he had someone do the dialogue, I don't know. He wrote the script, but not the story or vice versa. I don't know. I mean, I kinda just read it because I wanted to see what it was. I'm not a big Deadpool fan to begin with, but yeah, it felt like old Deadpool, like, it felt like his first appearance kind of vibe. So, not my jam. If you're a Deadpool fan, you will absolutely go nuts over it. Like, I think it will be one of your favorite things. But I'm not a big fan of that time period that it's kind of reflecting. So, it's a pass for me, but if you like Deadpool
Mm.
just like 10% more than me, you will absolutely love it. So, you should pull it. Okay, PJ, I appreciate you being here. Please come back. Not you don't have to, like, come back today, but, like, generally speaking, please
Come
always
back.
come back.
We need you.
Yeah, I wanna, like, acknowledge people when they, are leaving because I wanna guilt them into coming back next time. Like, that's the only reason.
We saw you leave.
Yeah. Alright, there's a lot of rumors. Do you wanna, like, move through them a little quicker and then just focus on the ones we want to focus
So,
on?
I mean, we can condense this up. So, like,
Alright, go ahead.
Deadpool 3, there's a bunch of rumors, and again, we're in a rumor section, baby. So, the whole title of this segment is rumors, baby. That's right, baby. That's right. We just say baby a lot at the end of everything. But yeah, Deadpool 3 has a lot of rumors this time around. So we have Live Schreiber coming back to be Victor Creed, Sabretooth. I love this. And I don't see why they can't do this. I really hope he comes back as Sabretooth. I think he did a great job in every movie as Sabretooth.
Mhm.
Um, but I hope he's more of just a crazy animal Sabretooth.
Hmm.
Less I'm your brother, Sabretooth.
Is he the brother though? Can we just stop for once? Is he the brother? Because in the comics, I don't think he's the brother, and he wasn't in the first movies, and then he was when he was a different actor. So I don't actually know. If anyone knows, please. Yeah, that's all.
Uh,
That's fine.
I want hairier, crazier Sabretooth. If you do know that they're siblings, let us know. Laura Kinney, oh, Triple H to play Sabretooth. That's an incredible
That's a good one.
cast.
That's a really good one.
Oh,
I'm
that'd be
happy that we're
crazy.
not lagging as much as I thought we were because that Triple H would 100% be a perfect one. And I'm not a wrestling fan. Sorry if that offends anyone, but I do know Triple H. I know that guy.
Yeah,
That's about it though.
that'd be good.
Mm.
Laura Kinney also to come back as X-23. I love this idea. I would love for her to take on being Wolverine, at least for now, until we bring back another Wolverine. But it would be cool to see her be the Wolverine
Yeah, I just want her to take
personally.
the mantle and just let's just move on now. We
Yeah,
had a lot of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. It's fine. Just let her take the mantle. We don't even need to talk about it. Like
my
she's just Wolverine.
my only problem with it, and I would love for it to just be that she's just too old at this point. And
No,
if you're
like
gonna
and like
cast a yeah,
adult. Like she's adult and she's Wolverine. And done.
yeah,
Like
but
just like
if you're gonna have a new X-Men team and they're gonna be cast young, then it's gonna feel weird. So that's all. Like I would like it
all
to
right.
be like she's age appropriate with everyone else. If she's the Wolverine and everyone else is around the same age, awesome. I think it's
I mean,
great.
I would say she's I don't know. I don't know what she was when that movie came out. She's probably like 18 to 20 at this point. No?
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's the
I don't
only
know.
movie I know her from is that. So,
The
um,
original Cyclops is supposed to show up too. Just so you know.
the guy from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yep,
Yep.
he's
Did you
apparently
watch that
supposed to
court
show
shoot?
up.
Did you watch that?
And Storm. Everyone is supposed to be showing up in this, for the record.
There's so many. It's like, should we even have done Deadpool? Should we have even done that? Should we
I don't know.
just not do?
Any X-23 runs that you could recommend, I would just start from the beginning. Like just even the first
So
run that her entrance was amazing.
Dimitri would know best. I believe the one that's just called Wolverine. He really holds to a high regard. I will try and make him show up eventually. Oh, it's his birthday. Should we say happy birthday? I know he's not watching. He's never
Yeah.
gonna see this.
Happy birthday, Dimitri. We love you.
Yes,
Mwah.
Dimitri, our co-host with the bad microphone. It is his birthday.
The one he is a 1-year-old AI robot. He's one.
Yes. They need to cast Glenn Powell as Scott Summers. He's the only person I see as Scott. I make this face because I can't picture who Glenn Powell is right now. Should I Google it real quick? So
We
watch my
continue.
lighting change.
While you look that up, Daniel Radcliffe to have a secret role in Deadpool 3. People have fan cast him for years to be the next Wolverine. He personally wants to be the next Wolverine. He's spoken about it, that he wants this role. Can we see him as the next Wolverine? I can't, just because the Harry Potter thing. It really fucks me up. It'll always fuck me up forever. But he has had roles where he wasn't Harry Potter and they were amazing. And can I give him the chance to be more? Yeah, I would. Because the edits that I've seen that fans have made were pretty fucking good. Were pretty fucking good.
Don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know what to say. I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like anything you've sent me.
He's short. He's hairy. That's it. That's all you need. Yeah. Short Kings unite. You knew. Yeah. I knew you. You started questioning it the minute I said he was short. You're like,
He needs to be a little thicker. Okay.
They'll thicken him up. They did the same thing to Hugh Jackman. Pumped him up.
It's crazy to look at him when he was young versus now. It's like, well, you got money, huh? You could look good. You got money.
Yeah. What's next?
Keep going.
Marvel delayed Avengers Secret Wars to 2028. Now, the other rumor that comes along with that is, did you hear the director that apparently is in the lead to direct that movie right now?
Oh, isn't it the movie you had playing behind you that was licensed and probably gonna get this taken down?
Isn't Sam Raimi? That's right.
Yep.
Sam Raimi will apparently direct that movie, which I don't know about because I wasn't a big fan of what's his name, Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. Doctor Strange. It felt old, and I hope he doesn't do that with this.
It felt like 2004 specifically.
If you rewatch Multiverse of Madness, it's not as bad. So I'm hoping that like maybe he just did it for that movie. Like it makes sense for that movie. Maybe he'll do something different. I don't know. I hope. Has Doctor Doom been casted yet? I'd love for them to adapt Book of Doom. As of right now, I believe there is a rumor for Doctor Doom.
It's the guy from Breaking Bad, no? And Mandalorian, and I can't think of his name. I'm really bad. We need like a specific moderator just to fill in names that I can't.
Someone look that up. Next, Michael Mando will reportedly return to the MCU as the Scorpion. I'm excited. I think he's the perfect Scorpion.
He's fine. I'm cool with him.
Next, Timothy Chalamet. I hate his name. Is reportedly being eyed by DC Studios to portray Damian Wayne in James Gunn new DCU. That's a lie. That's 100% a lie. He's too busy with Kylie Jenner. Next,
Oh.
Bad Bunny, no longer a part of El Muerto. Had a conversation return yet. No. Uh, it was never a movie. They were never doing that. It wasn't a real thing.
Something.
That was not a real thing. Like
It
El
was something.
Muerto, who no one even knows who that is. Tired of it. Tired of it.
Timothy needs to be
Timmy,
Terry McGinnis.
I'll take that. I will take
Okay.
that.
So
But
I've done
uh
that before. I've done that. Like, I've taken a picture of him and threw a bat symbol on him from, like, Dune or something. It works. It's not what I want, but it works.
the only thing I gotta say to that, because I do like it, is that now Timothy, or not Timothy, Terry McGinnis,
Mhm.
I believe has some Asian descent now, right?
So in the Beyond the White Knight, he does, confirmed. It's always
Mhm.
been like a we thought maybe, just like we thought, Lex Luthor in the Superman adventures we mentioned earlier wasn't a white dude. Like, it's always been, like, assumed, but not mentioned, but Beyond the White Knight confirmed it, and I would hope that they would go with that 'cause it just it works.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm bad with
but
names.
yeah.
I Giancarlo. Yeah, he would make a good Doom. He would make a good Doom. Who do I want? Who do I want as I don't Batman Beyond, it's just so special to me. I don't even know. It has to be someone somewhat young too. Uh, I'm running out okay. I don't know if I should I'm running out of time again. So I
Uh,
I don't I don't know if the compliment is for my beard or the fact that I'm hiding it with my hat like I normally do, but I will take the compliment.
all right, cool. We're just doing fan comments right now, guys, and we're wrapping up.
Yes.
Uh,
Go ahead.
so Quattro
Who's in the chat?
commented. He's in the chat.
He's in the
Or
chat.
her, him,
I
I'm not
thought this
sure.
was a good one.
So commented a gritty green arrow. And lastly, I'd love a question film so Hub City can get some shine. I'll let you take that.
Yeah, no,
You
I
love the green
agree.
arrow.
I just I just really feel like there's potential there, and I don't wanna say it's because the Arrow TV show, but you have Batman who won't kill people, and then you have a knockoff Batman with a bow and arrow who will kill people. So run with that. Like they did it in the show, like, make him murder. Like, that's all it would take to make a Green Arrow, like, compete, in my opinion. And now sorry, the question I don't know anything about, but I'm completely down for a movie. I mean, I've seen him show up in enough Batman books, but I don't know enough about him. Jeremiah would be very useful at this moment. But yeah, I am completely in agreement with the Green Arrow movie. Uh, yeah, so yeah, in the show, it's just funny because like Green Arrow murdered, and then murder was bad, and then murder was like okay sometimes, and then murder was bad, and then I feel like it was good again, and then I feel like I stopped watching. So I just think if they just did it in a movie and it just like they went like R-rated from the get, like he came off this island and he's like a little more screwed up than Batman is, like the same kind of like he's got the money and he's just a little more screwed up. I think they could do something good with that. Another fan comment was from Phantom, which has some numbers in there. But what do we think of Aquaman 2 as far as is it going to tank or not? And obviously is the short answer, right? It's obviously going to do horrible. I would say it would even do more horrible than The Flash, just because if we're being honest, Aquaman has always been the joke superhero. Where it's like, haha, what's Aquaman your favorite? I don't think that's completely gone away. Uh, Mainly because like the age group who's done that is, goes to the movies. So yeah, I think it's gonna flop harder than The Flash. And I think it'll flop even worse on streaming than expected.
So I'm glad that we brought it back up. I have another idea. It is the Flashpoint, right? So he gets affected in it, and then he disappears, and we get our new Aquaman. And he's like the more polished, regular, like, one that you normally get.
Comments are good. um,
It'll
yeah. So
flounder.
Aquaman's had some great runs. The New 52 one, I didn't read. Again, Dimitri praises that book. So yeah, and yeah, it'll flounder is an understatement. That is for sure. Yeah, so that is pretty much our show here. We've got a few minutes left. Pierre, what I would like from you, if you're ready, I don't want to put
Yeah.
you on the spot completely here. I'd like you to kind of spoil what's been going on in the Venom verse. Now, you've caught
Yeah,
up
yeah.
on everything, and I've noticed this because you've messed up all of my reading places in the apps that I pay for. I don't know where I
Mhm.
was anymore because you've surpassed me. So if you could just give a recap of what's going on in Venom, Carnage, how Knull is even tied in, the death of the Venomverse. Didn't know there was a Venomverse. I thought we were on the edge of it.
There's so much. There's so much.
So just give us a little synopsis, and then in our last few
I-
minutes, who would win, Carnage or Knull, in your opinion?
so I dived so deep into this. It all started with Red Goblin, and I am full into symbiotes now. So I went to Red Goblin, then I had to figure out where Red Goblin came from. Red Goblin came from Carnage, but it's not Carnage. It's another symbiote that was given to him by Venom. So then I had to go to Venom's book. It wasn't Venom, it was Dylan Brock that gave him that symbiote. So if you're following now, right? So now I'm in a Venom book. Then I had to figure out, all right, so now Dylan Brock got this. How did Dylan Brock get it? So now I went all the way back to the original Venom, all the way down. I think to Donny Cates' run, all the way back up. And yeah, so Eddie Brock is in space. Then he dies. Then he meets this guy named Meridius, and
Nice dude.
basically a bunch of shit's happening. A lot, yeah, very nice dude. He's obviously like a symbiote, and he's like, "Yo, what's up?" He's wearing like a headdress. He looks like Hera and Hela, whatever her name is. Hela, whatever her name is. Hela, I think.
I don't
But
know who
yeah,
you're talking about, but I'm agreeing. Yep.
big headdress. So he's just shows him a garden. Turns out he's a bad dude. You don't trust him. He's got a garden and he's got a headdress. You don't fucking trust him. Come on. So then Venom, Eddie Brock, runs into a bunch of other symbiotes in that garden, and you don't really understand what's happening. And then you just start seeing it, and piece by piece, it just basically is like this big old circle. So,
Okay.
long story short, do you want me to spoil it or not? Because this is the point where I would.
So yeah, you can. Let's say spoilers. Anyone who doesn't want spoilers for anything that's going on in any of the symbiote books, you're warned now. And that's all we're gonna talk about. So you don't have to come back if you don't want.
They are all Eddie Brock. All of them. Every single one of them is Eddie Brock. And that's
Wait.
where it gets fucked up.
The symbiotes themselves are Eddie Brock?
All the symbiote people that he's meeting are
Mhm.
him from just
Oh, okay. We're still
him
to
in the
his book.
future. Yes. So it's just him in the future,
Oh,
just
man.
meeting himself. So Meridius is also him.
Mhm.
They're all him. It's just a different point in his timeline. And basically he's trying to like beat his own timeline of like how his events are supposed to, and he's trying to
Mhm.
get back to Dylan. It's a mind fuck. It's cool. He meets Kang at some point, which is like the
Mhm.
perfect person to put into that mix. And yeah. So then at some point, the Venomverse happens. And he gets pulled into this Venomverse. And yeah, the Venomverse has a bunch of Venoms, and they're fighting something called Poison. And Poison is like a symbiote and host killer. I don't know if you read
Mhm.
any of those.
No, but I'm familiar.
Yeah, so Poison takes over the symbiote and uses the body inside as fuel, supposedly. So
Okay.
there's no more person inside. It's gone. You're done. That's it. You can only kill them. They're not getting that person back.
Hmm.
supposedly. But then as you read it, as you go on, spoilers, you can save them. You can. So they killed a couple people. I will say
Mm.
they killed a couple people, and they don't talk
Which
about it, but they killed a couple people they could have rescued.
oh,
So
okay.
it's like Marvel zombies, but like without the zombies and with people just actually dying that they could have
Mm.
probably saved. So yeah.
Okay.
And then I don't know how it connects to kill the Venomverse, but now, and I'm
Death
trying to figure out where
of the Venomverse?
Carnage became where, yeah, I don't know where Carnage became what he is because
'Cause he
Carnage
has,
at
like, an
this
Iron
point,
Man suit under the Carnage, right? Because that's what's going on in Miles.
so I don't know what Carnage doesn't have a person underneath him at all. He's just Carnage. He's just a
Right.
symbiote.
Okay.
But he's going to every universe, gathering all these different powers, killing all these different Venoms, different Carnages, and he's becoming just stronger and stronger. So at this point, the answer is, do I think Knull or Carnage would win? I think Carnage would actually destroy Knull, and it's just a matter of time. When is Knull going to actually come into play? Because
Okay.
I think he's going to find an alternate universe where Knull exists if he hasn't already. He has sonic powers, or he's sonic defense, I guess. He's fire resistant. Like literally, there's nothing that can like actually affect him right now.
Okay. So
So, and that's where you're at. Carnage is super fucking strong, and I don't know what they're creating.
and Null's alive? You know what? It's fine. You keep reading it. You keep telling me. And because I don't actually think I wanna understand it further than what you've just said. I think I'm fine.
There's so much.
Yeah,
There's so
okay.
much.
Alright.
Panelist podcast.
Yeah, and, yeah, thanks for joining, again, 7 PM Eastern Time, every Wednesday, and come hang out and TikTok live and follow on TikTok, and, yeah, Panelist comic book live stream.
That's it. Comic book live stream. Peace out, guys.